Hi, this is Elizabeth Blandon, the Managing Partner at Blandon Law, here to explain how to complete page 8 of Form I-589, which is commonly known as the application for asylum. This is the form that is completed by a person who is inside the United States, is born in a foreign country, and is afraid to return to that country. Asylum only applies to people in the United States, right? So if you're outside the United States, this video is not for you. This is one in a series of videos. The question that I want you to pay attention to is the question that asks about arrests, whether you've been charged, detained for any offense in the United States. You can get asylum or withholding, or something known as the Convention Against Torture, which also allows you to remain in the United States even though you've been arrested and even though you've been convicted. In fact, some people have been convicted of what would be considered serious offenses, and they still are able to get asylum or Convention Against Torture relief. But before you send out your asylum application, if you answer yes to that question, make sure to see an immigration attorney unless you're absolutely sure that your offense is not one for which asylum is automatically denied. Similarly, there's two questions on there that I call the surprise questions. One is whether you've ever returned to your home country. The question is not asking whether you've been to the United States several times. The question is asking whether on the last time after you absolutely had to flee your country because you were in fear that you would be harmed, or after the last time when you realized you couldn't go back, after that time, have you then gone back to your country? And if the answer is yes, you're pretty much telling the government of the United States that you're not really an asylee, because an asylee by definition is someone who is afraid to go back. So if you've gone back to your country, you're going to need a very strong reason. You still might get asylum, but again, you're going to need a very strong reason, and it might be a reason to go see an immigration attorney who specializes in asylum. Last, we're talking about the one-year deadline. There's a question in there that asks, have you filed this application and you have been in the US already for more than 1 year? So if it's been more than 1 year, here's a question where you definitely need to see an immigration attorney specializing in asylum. There are so many exceptions. There's so many reasons why people can get asylum even though they've been in the United States more than 1 year. But if you're saying yes, again, don't send out this asylum application without speaking to an immigration attorney to make sure that there's an exception that applies specifically to your situation. We've won asylum cases for people who've been in the United States for 15 years before they ever applied. So it is possible, but you just have to make sure that you do it right. It's a pleasure to give you this information, and to all our clients, as always, we're here to open the door to your success.